Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Got an interview with Leslie Headland for The Acolyte. It's on Entertainment Weekly. It's fascinating. It's genuinely fascinating. Not in a good way. I mean, it's a funny way. But it's more like, hey, these people genuinely think what they did was good. And yeah, it's really not. So, seeing red inside The Acolyte's shocking bloodbath and big villain reveal. Which wasn't a reveal. It was really obvious. Even though this was painted as like a mystery thriller. They'll explain why it shouldn't have been labelled that. Even though they labelled it that. I don't understand. We're going to take a look. It's very, very comical. Very, very comical. So hit subscribe if you're new here, guys. We're going to dive into the writing level we're at for The Acolyte. So, yeah, turn the bell notifications on. Let's take a look. Right. So, for those that don't know, of course, the villain is Manny Jacinto. It is, you know, the potion guy. Like, the Asian Ezra Miller lookalike thing. Or not Asian Ezra Miller. Whatever. Right? Obviously, it was him. But they explain why they made it obvious. Okay. This is like Cope if I ever did see it. I cannot believe this article. So, Manny Jacinto's been keeping a big secret, but there's just one problem. I'm the worst liar, he says, in between sips of an almost comically oversized water bottle. However, the time has finally arrived for Jacinto to come clean, and the sudden explosion of truth-telling is positively intoxicating no matter what is actually in that bottle. I've been lying to people for the last 2 years to their faces, he confesses. Some of them, they straight up call me out and they're like, I don't trust what you're saying. Some of them believe me, but I've been lying. It gives me a lot of anxiety having to lie to people. Mate, everyone knew it was you. The root of the aforementioned deception and cause of Jacinto's pants being constantly on fire for the last 2 years centers around his true role in Disney Plus's The Acolyte, but the June 25th episode has freed the actor up to finally embrace something his character certainly has not. Pure honesty. I mean, right now, I'm tingling, he says, smiling. Just because this is the first time that I'm actually able to talk about it. I will say this, he's a good actor. He's the best actor in this, and Lee Jung-jae as well. But that's not saying much. Look at this as well. This sort of like... I mean, they did this for Rings of Power, didn't they? It's super cringe, man. Super cringe. Jesus. Ugh, God. Anyway, talk about what? The fact that his previously established part of shady apothecary Khmer was all a ruse and that he is actually a Sith Lord known only as the Stranger. That the dude was has brutally murdered multiple Jedi, including a Force-using Wookiee, and 2 of the main characters in a deadly blur of ultra-violence. That his hair could still look so on point. This is in the article. After wearing a creepy helmet straight out of a horror movie. It's not really a creepy helmet, but whatever. Because fans are talking about all that and more. 12 of them. After feasting their eyes on the biggest action spectacular in streaming Star Wars history. Are you joking? Clocking in at 32 minutes, episode 5 of The Acolyte was the series' own Fury Road, essentially. One non-stop fight scene from beginning to end. They really thought this was good, didn't they? This is all bad. What? During the melee, the mysterious red blade wielding Master of Jedi assassin May was finally unmasked as Jacinto's Khmer, and unmasking that came right as he was cruelly striking down Jedi Padawan Jeki Lon. And shortly before he way too casually snapped the neck of Jedi Knight Yord Fandar, the episode then concluded with May knocking out her twin Osha, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, to paraphrase the renowned poet LL Cool J, this is a lot of destruction and terror mayhem for a single episode. A fact that the show creator Leslie Headland reveals made some folks behind the scenes a wee bit nervous. Here's the quote. I got some feedback when we were writing and prepping the episode that said, gosh, it's just so much fighting. Don't you think the audience would tune out at some point? Little do you know, they tuned out before that episode. And I said, no. I feel really confident that they're going to love this. Your judgment is severely impaired. Anyway, the installment was the culmination of what can only be described as the biggest on-screen Jedi genocide since Emperor Palpatine went full hologram mode and issued the Order 66. Fuck, this is just nonsense. Anyway. So we'll scroll down a little bit. Because there's some real, like, comical things in here. None of that could have prepared fans for the carnage to come in Episode 5 for Headland. It was the bloody count she wanted to surprise people with. Not the actual identity of the stranger. The showrunner anticipated many would figure out that Khmer, the stranger connection before the unmasking, and was totally cool with that because she wasn't trying to fool anyone in the first place, intentionally leaving breadcrumbs along the way. What? Here's this. Leslie Headland, everyone. Check this quote out. I think a good twist is not about hiding everything from the audience and then throwing it at them like, hey, this is what you didn't see. We hid it so well you didn't see this. I mean, that is literally what a twist is, yeah. But, like, what is going on? What is going on? I think a good twist is telegraphing what's going to happen, and then once it does, executing it without an ounce of pity or sentimentality. I disagree. Massively. Headland did have one trick up her sleeve, however, lulling the viewer into a false sense of security by sending some new and clearly expendable Jedi into the fray alongside her series stars. That's what I loved about starting with the red shirts, she explained, while momentarily slipping into Star Trek parlance. You're kind of like, oh, hey, he's just going to kill a bunch of red shirts and everybody's going to be fine. And, oh my god, Jackie's dead. Okay, I'm listening. No one cared, man, because you didn't build up any connection to these characters. There's no emotional connection to these people. No one cares. No one cares. As for the brutality of the deaths, decapitations, force pulling one victim onto a lightsaber protruding from the back of an already slain partner, snapping the neck of a defeated foe, even Headland was somewhat surprised by what she was able to get away with on the family-friendly franchise. I just figured someone would stop me, and nobody did. That's what everyone else was thinking as well. We all thought you'd get stopped. I figured someone would say this is too far, but they didn't. I can wish they did. We were all like, Leslie, the way that you take them out is so brutal, Stenberg laughs. What the hell? What kind of sick, twisted masochist are you? I guess I always thought, well, Anakin killed a bunch of children, so... Didn't see it. What the fuck? This person's terrible. Like, actually terrible. So I say, but even the victims themselves appreciate the extreme death toll put in place to raise the stakes. But no one cares about them. It's just talking about, like, killing characters off and stuff like this. Slaughter them like pigs, blah, blah, blah. Stenberg says it was clear all the filming that the series was reaching a turning point through all the carnage. There was definitely this energy on set that we were reaching some kind of climax and heading towards a different future. We were losing our cast members that we loved so much. And I definitely felt like, oh, now it's time for me to go on a more solemn journey. Which kind of reflects the characters too. This is lame, man. Like, wow. I mean, there's not much else here, really. There's a whole lot of waffle, by the way. Like, a whole lot of waffle. But there's not much. Jacinto, who had been patiently waiting to strut his stuff as the lightsaber-wielding menace, the stranger, was actually inspired by the character of Drunken Cat from 1966 Hong Kong martial arts film Come Drink With Me. A seemingly inebriated goofball concerned only with finding his next beverage and occasionally breaking into song. Drunken Cat is later revealed to be a powerful Shaolin master. I mean, that's quite a good inspiration, but I'm sure that's probably not from Headland. So Headland wanted to flip the script, making her ruse character a force of evil. Once she started fleshing out her villain in hiding, Manny immediately came up for me as the perfect person to do this. He didn't even audition for the part. I mean, he's good, but yeah, this is not... It's not good. This is bad writing. Like, actually bad writing. He'd been waiting for this moment with the whole shoot. Manny put in so much preparation, he completely transformed physically. He became incredibly skilled at lightsaber work. They spent $108 million on telegraphing who it was. Remember that. That disturbance extends to the stranger's outfit, and even the way he enters the screen. His helmet, not that different from a classic Star Wars villain, notes Headland, but the grin is like this smile that lasts too long and was meant to be really unsettling to the Jedi. It's not that they're afraid of him, it's that they find him unsettling. Even his intro when he floats down at the end of episode 4. We shot that in reverse because we just wanted the audience to be like, what is this? Good times. What extraordinary beings we are, even in the revelation of our triumph. We see the depth of our despair. This is just... Who cares? Like, they're really trying to build this up to something, aren't they? There you go. This is a massive article. I wonder how much Disney paid them to write this. Headland does say she has 4 or 5 major mysteries she'd like to hit in season 2 if the show gets renewed. God, please don't. It feels like everyone's really expecting their shows to get a second season, and I don't feel that's a good idea. I threw everything into season 1 because who knows what's going to happen. Hopefully it just gets shit-canned. There you go. She wanted people to know. Good writing. Good writing. Thoughts down below. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. You want to support me further because, hey, I do get demonetized. Check out my Patreon. First link down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.